So today what we're going to do is we're going to speak about Workplace and how Workplace is going to be used at ASB. In fact, we are prototyping this the current system. Workplace is very similar, and it is a product of Facebook. So you'll see all the features of Facebook in Workplace. You would have all received an invite. Can I get a confirmation that you can see my screen? Just a thumbs up. Can you all see the Workplace screen? All right, cool. So you would have all received a login and password for Workplace. You can log in with your Google login and password. And when you log in, what I have done is I've added you all to something called as the ASB neighborhood. Today, my co-presenter is Diana, because she's been using Workplace a lot with her students. And she's going to share a couple of examples of how Workplace is being used in her classroom. But I'm just going to show you all a couple of features to move forward with it. And I'm going to stop for questions then. So once you log in, you will see this particular page, which is the ASB neighborhood, where everybody at ASB is part of this particular platform. It has similar features like Facebook, so you can put in a post over here, like this is a test message. I'm going to put a post. You can even attach a file. So if I click on attach file, you can upload a file from your computer, or you can upload a file from Google Drive. You have the option of uploading photos and videos. Earlier, Arun told me that there was a limit on the videos that you can upload, which is like approximately 25 MB was the limit for the videos. But what you can do is you can always add a YouTube link out here, and it will embed that YouTube link into your post. You can tag co-workers to this particular post. So in case you want them to specifically see this post being tagged, so you can even tag co-workers. So I can add Alex to this post, and then he will see that post with his name tagged to it. You can add GIFs. So there are a couple of GIFs that you can add. So if you want to put some fun posts, you can put like Earth Day posts, which are right now available. Then you also have a check-in. So you can check in as to where you are right now. Say I'm at Bandra. I'm just going to put a check-in so people know within the community where you are right now. You can host a Q&A. So you can put a Q&A, you can put a test message, like this is the message for the Q&A, and you can have everybody answer that Q&A. As far as posts, you also have polls. So you can put in a poll, like having a great ED. And say yes or no, and then you can post it, and then people can opt. So you can also have the options over here is allow anyone to add options or add people to choose multiple options. So you have some good flexibility when it comes down to posts. You can also have a format of markdown, so you can change the format of your text whenever you're putting in questions. It'll show you here at the bottom how does it look when you put it over there. And then you also have the feeling activity, which you can select when you want to post, like you're happy, you're sad, or you can just put in feelings, and it will come up on your particular posts. So these are the basic features that are available when it comes down to using the ASB neighborhood. There are groups. We have elementary groups, we have middle school groups, we have high school groups, and we will send invitations so that you can join those particular groups. You also can create a photo album which can be shared. So like our AV team will be adding photos to like community events, which is all available over here. And we can also set who can have access to those particular albums. You can also create a document within Facebook workgroups. So in case you don't want to use Word, Excel, PowerPoint, you can use the create document feature within a particular post. Now, if you have events, so let's take for community events, like what we're planning on doing is also moving all the events calendars into this particular system. So you get reminders where you can join community events through creating these community events. And a cool feature here is live video. So you can host a live event where people can join that particular event, and you can post it onto specific groups of who can join. It will give you the option like FaceTime. You can even share your screen. You can, and whichever mic, whether you want to use your internal mic or an external mic. But you can have like a webinar for people when you want to have a presentation to share your screen and give out feedback. And after the webinar that you have, this post will automatically show up into your group. So this is a very cool feature when it comes down to live interactions on Workplace. You can have there's an option for even being interactive, where you can get you can put poll questions in over here during your presentation, and you can get feedback from people during your presentation. So that takes care of the basic posts. I'll just take you through one more part of it. Just hold on a second while my screen refreshes. I've got like multiple windows open. All right. So this is the home page. When you click on here, you get the home page, and then you can see if there are any unread messages from any groups. Over here is the notification. So if anybody sends you a message, you can see the message. Now, the good part about Workplace is that you also have an app for it. So you can download the Workplace app and log into it, and you'll have exactly the same features that you have that you see currently on your screen. You also have Workplace chat, so you can have instant messaging. We would like to, we are looking at transitioning from Facebook, from WhatsApp to Workplace chat, so we can have more communication through Workplace. The other thing is as well is like the amount of emails. We're trying to reduce the amount of emails that are going back and forth, and within your groups, the posts. So this is more of an informal post which you can post, and then you can have continued communication within those particular posts. Now, as a group, so if you're posting in a particular group, just want to pause right now and just ask if you'll have any specific questions before I move forward to go towards the group. Towards groups. Any questions so far you might have?
So Mario, on this Workplace, anything you post will be seen by everyone?
Anything you post will be seen by everybody within that group.
Okay.
So if you have a group, so if you ask me to create a group with your students only, then only your student community can see that particular group. Okay. So right now it is a closed group only for the American School of Bombay, but we have something. So I'll get a little bit more in detail when it comes down to groups in this particular profile. How do we get the parents into our groups? So I'll show that to you all as well.
Okay.
Any questions so far when it comes down to pasting, to posting? Yes, go ahead.
Mario?
Yeah.
Can you send private messages on that one?
The chat feature allows you to create those particular messages.
Private ones. So if in a group they have 20 kids, I can privately send a message to one child.
Yes, you can do that. Yeah. So right now itself, if you are logged into Workplace, you have the chat option. In the chat option, you can send me a message specifically. And if you download the app, the Workplace chat app, then you can just find my name and you can do a chat with me. You can do a video conference with me as well. Any questions so far? Can I move on? The window of opportunity for questions is closing. All right. So we're going to move on to groups now. So in groups, just one more thing which I forgot to do is you can also schedule a post. So when you do the post, so you can click on post and you can even schedule a post for a later time. So you can even schedule those particular posts. So this is a test, and you see this option here. You can schedule a post. You can even save a draft if you want to post it later on. So schedule post, so I can post messages on a daily basis. I can pre-program that when it needs to appear. Okay, so groups. So as you see right now, I'm currently in the marketplace group, and it's a closed group. So only people within that group can communicate and post messages in that group. There is also a multi group where, one second, I'll just show it to you. Actually, the marketplace is supposed to be a multi-group. So you see this multi-company group. That means people from outside can also join this group based on an invitation that the admin sends. So we will be adding parents to the marketplace. So what we want to do is we want to take the app that we've got, the ASB India app, and put everybody onto Workplace, because it gives you much more features compared to the app that we have right now. So there are open groups, there are closed groups, and there are private groups. So private groups, you will not be able to see it unless you are a member of that group. So in our school right now, we are going to do the elementary elementary staff group, the middle school staff group, the high school staff group are all going to be private groups where only teachers are going to be part of that group and nobody else can see that group. Even parents will not be able to see that group. So parents can only see groups that they belong to. So that is where groups are available as concern. Now, if I create a group for your class, I will give you admin access to that particular group. And what you can do is you can moderate the group. So let me show you a couple of group options. So this is the group admin feature. Over here, you can change the privacy of the group. So you can make it a multi-company group, or you can make it a private group, or you can make it a secret group. So closed group or secret group. But over here, you see membership approval. Only admins and moderators can approve. So if you're an admin in that group, only you can approve membership into that group. You also have posting permission. So who do you want to give access to post in that group? Whether you want to keep it only to yourself or you want to keep it to anyone in the group. If you allow anybody in the group, you can also have post approval. So if somebody posts something in that group, the group admin has the option of approving that particular post. So these are the basic options that are available within a particular group. Now, I'll just show you another group. Let me just go to the ASB tech team. Sorry, this is the multi-company group. So I'm just showing you a group which has already posts in it. Oops. Let's go back here, go back to ASB tech team. And you see all the posts that are there right now over here. So these are on the tech team group. You can even add files to your group. So if you want to have a files, like you want to create a doc or upload a doc, so this will become like your file structure for that particular group. You have something called as learning. In learning, you can create your units and you can post your units over here. So you can have a good structure where people can go into learning and they can see all the units of like you can create your units over here and you can create your lesson plans in something that is called as learning. So you can structure your entire posts over here. Any questions so far when it comes down to groups?
Mario, I've just been answering some questions in the chat. I just want to make sure that everyone has those answers. So just to summarize, yes, Tia, basically what you're seeing here, because it's a product made by Facebook, made for organizations, the idea is that it would be similar to, I suppose, that ASB United Facebook group, except instead of that group, that's kind of just one group. This is an entire internal social media that can allow us to connect with one another in a much more effective way, not just faculty and staff, but also looking at bringing students in and bringing parents in as well. And I think that's something that we're finding that as virtual school drags on longer and longer, we need to find opportunities to use platforms such as this to keep us connected. So whether it would be wellness groups that people want to make where they do yoga every Wednesday on a virtual Google Meet, but then they want to talk about things related to the class, this allows for that. So I think that the idea is it provides both synchronous and asynchronous conversation options. Yeah. And Jesse was asking about whether the school's taken a stance on anything. No, nothing official at this point. We're just prototyping this, and we're just looking at what many of us see as a need right now in our community. And we're trying to find the safest and the best platform to meet that need. And we went through many different options, and this was one that we were very happy with. So as we get more people onto it to explore it and to use it, It will allow us to identify if there's any risk areas and then mitigate that and then have the most successful platform for them.
Yeah. And we're very much open to suggestions. And if you want to prototype it, Alex has been sending this in an email every week. At the bottom, there's an option over there which you can prototype workplaces. In fact, I've sent an invite to everybody so you can join that. Just one part before we move forward, there's also the knowledge library over here, which we're going to start adding information. So I put in the ASB handbooks, but we'll be putting in more information over here so we can categorize information and post. So information is like easily available to people as and when they require it. We can put the handbooks, we can put maybe the employee handbook, we can put health information all in one particular place over here.
Like even during this whole COVID situation right now, those of us that are in Mumbai, think about the number of WhatsApps that have been going back and forth, sharing information on, oh, this person delivers vegetables, this person is open at these hours. So instead of all of that, if we were able to create a place where people could post this information and then keep it there, and then we can go back and we can access it, and we're not constantly continuing to send out dozens and dozens of messages on these groups. I think that's really where we saw that this was something we really need moving forward.
Yeah. So before I get Diana on the call, just want to show you just a couple of more features that we are really inclined towards using this platform. Is it does have its own surveys. I think so. We have limited time to show the surveys part of it because Diana has to show a class. But at some point, I can show you how the surveys are being done. It also has badges, so you can award badges to students as well as to people for their use of this particular platform, as well as if you have any assignments, you can avoid badges to them. What's really cool about this is that there are important posts, and there's also something called as the safety check. In safety check, like we can always check on students, we can check on parents, we can check on our staff members to just see that they're okay, or if they need any particular assistance. Like yesterday, I did a safety check for my team. You could send, they will receive a response on their mobile device, or they will receive information on their mobile on their email, just to see that are they okay. So it then they can mark themselves as safe. So the same kind of facilities which are available on Facebook is also available to this platform, just to check the health of like your team or your or the community or the students in your class, where you can run this particular safety check and see. So this is what we did, and you can check and see that 8 people marked themselves as safe. If they needed assistance, then they could mark that, yes, I need assistance. And then somebody like the safety officers can actually get in touch with those particular people. But this is really a cool program which has this particular feature where we can check on the safety of people as well. I think so. Now I'll pass it on to, do you all have any questions right now? Or because I want Diana to share how she's been using it with her classroom at the moment. Any questions so far? All right. Diana, you want to share your screen?
Yes, I can share. Okay, thanks. Hi, everyone. Let me see. Where is it? Hi. Hello.
Hello.
So I've been using this with one of my small groups. Let me see. Can you guys see my screen?
We see it now. It's just loading. Yep.
Okay.
Good to go.
All right. So you guys can see this? Yes?
Yeah, we see your chat.
Okay, so this is my math group, and I was originally, when virtual school started, I was emailing them, and the emails were very slow to respond, and I kept having to send assignments and things. So the students actually asked for a question format that they can just ask each other questions on their work assignments. And then Alex showed me this, and I've been using it, and the kids absolutely love this. I'm kind of scrolling through the chat. If you can see, they tag each other when they have questions, and then that student immediately gets a notification, and then they reply back to that student. I I've learned a lot of features, like you can upload assignments. They've been taking screenshots. The kids are actually getting faster than I am. Here I uploaded their assignment for the week for the post, and they can immediately go into the Google Docs, click on it, go to the Google Docs, make a copy for themselves. And so this is my screen. There's the chats. If I go in, I can go to the posts that I have created for them. I also created the event for when we meet every Tuesday, because I started noticing in the chat they kept asking the times, so I created an event. They also asked for some games, so then I linked them some games, and then they've been commenting on how they're doing on their games. Another thing is, if you click on here and go to learning, you can create units, and then on the students page, they actually click a button that says done. So then you get a notification to you that lets you know that the student has completed the assignment, and then you can go ahead and grade it, which is really cool. But you're seeing my page, not the students page, so you can't see the done part. There's also group insights. You can click on this, and it pretty much tells you everything that's going on in your groups, who's finished the unit, completions, posts, anything that you've done. I haven't done too much in the group yet, so I'm still learning. Trying to think what else I can show you guys. You can link folders, so I've linked some of their work. And this is nice too, because they keep forgetting where it is, and now that I've linked it here, they don't ask me questions anymore about that. I think that's about it. I did ask the kids how they like it. They have been liking it a lot because their response time is so much faster than emails and Seesaw and everything else that we've been doing, especially like today. I had a Google Meet for science. A couple of kids didn't show up. I tagged them on here. They were on within seconds to my Google Meet. I think they like it because it's more like social media.
Yeah, that's an interesting part about what Alex and I were actually discussing, is to kind of eliminate the emails part of it, because the back and forth, especially like was taking a lot of time. So we looked at a couple of platforms, and we found this to be pretty effective because, like you said, like you tag the kids and they come on instantly because it like hits up on their mobile phone, or their mobile device.
Yeah, and the kids actually just keep a tab open on their desktop, and it dings whenever there's a message. And they said they like that much better because they'll be doing anything, and as soon as somebody puts a message in, I notice kids are immediately responding. Any questions you have?
Diana, I have a question.
Yes.
Is it possible for the children to leave voice messages or photographs the same way that they do on Seesaw?
Yes. So if you see here, like this is Anshan's page, he screenshot a photo of proof that he did one of the games and what his score was. I don't know about video recordings, like an actual video, like a presentation of Seesaw. They do private message me too. Like here, this student was talking to me about their work, sent me a private message, so the whole group didn't see it. You can video call the group, phone call them, but I don't think you can have like uploaded videos yet.
I was asking from, that's fine. I was asking from the perspective of, you know, one of the things we're struggling with on Seesaw is that when children want to maybe communicate with each other, like they're writing each other notes, this is just specifically for pre-K, the teachers have to go in and tag the other children so that they may be able to see it. So I thought this might be a nice platform for them to use.
Yes, you don't have to tag people in order for them to see it. As long as they're in the group, the whole group gets to see it. And you'll get over here will be notifications if a group has messages. Mine doesn't have any right now, so I don't have any number or anything. But it's just like how you would have notifications on Facebook. It would have a number.
Okay, thank you.
I've been really enjoying it. My kids really enjoy it. I've noticed their engagement is much higher.
There's also research that shows a lot of organizations that shifted to this particular platform have seen a reduction in the amount of emails that they have to read. So it is more of a chat-based option. Also, when kids join, or when people join in the middle of the year, then they get to see the entire history of the entire class as well, or even the organizational charts. So they can just join somewhere in the middle and they can just catch up on everything by seeing that.
Yeah.
Was that Nina who asked that question about the comments part of it? As of now,
Yes.
the comments are only text comments which you can put across. So you can just comment on a text part of it. But a kid can, of course, upload a video, as I showed you in the post option. So you can look at the post options. The same features which you have on Facebook are available here as well.
Mario, or Diana, just a quick question about forming the group. Do you have to do that as admin, Mario, or can I just go ahead? Because when I try to form a group, I can't really find my students in particular.
Vanessa, currently the students are not on that, there in the system, because we only kept it as a prototype for staff as of now.
Okay.
But what we can do is if you want to create your class, like Alex had put out a note, just send an email to us and you want to create your class, we'll create your class, we'll make you an admin, and then you can go ahead and you can just add your students. Diana, you just want to show how you added your students?
Yeah. Hold on, let me go back to how did I do that?
Yeah,
if you just want to create like a fictitious group.
Yeah, add people.
Yeah, I went to add people. And then I went and manually put in their email address and added them. So I invited by email because they weren't in the neighborhood groups, so I couldn't find them that way. And then I had prompted them to accept the invite in their email.
Okay, so the process is, I write to you, you form the group, and then I can invite the students, right?
Yes, we can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can also help add the students if you like, Vanessa.
Okay, great.
Yeah, the one thing I really like is that you can upload when you do a post. When you upload, you have so many options that you can do a file if you have it on your computer, or you can do Google Docs, or even create a doc.
All right. Any more questions with regards to exploring this platform? You all can go on to what you can do is just as a test, you can just log into the platform and go to the ASB neighborhood and put in a post, maybe a picture or something that really like something for Earth Day. Why don't you put something for Earth Day in the ASB neighborhood and then have people comment on it?
Yeah, can you hear me? I wanted to just say a couple things. I've been looking through the chat. Yeah, I think really if you're thinking about this, just to give you some clarity, from what we've been seeing so far, I've used this with my 8th grade students. We have a group on here, so it's working really well with that age group. Upper elementary is probably where we would suggest in terms of bringing students into this, because that's when we want them to be building the skills to be able to interact with platforms such as these. And demonstrate digital citizenship. So I think for upper elementary all the way up to 12th grade students, fantastic. I see teacher groups being a huge area of potential here. Professional learning communities, PLC groups, you can already be thinking about how much more organized your PLCs could be if you were able to just go onto a group, share resources, chat with each other, have that option there. We also, again, like we mentioned, are thinking about community groups. So how do we create a space where we can have high schoolers, for example, teachers and parents be all in one place and be able to communicate? So, for example, there's we made a film club. One of the high school students started a film club. So we have a group on there that's open for anyone that wants to join to discuss films. So a lot of these are sort of the potential use cases that we've thought of. And we, of course, would love to hear if there are other ideas that you might have, other groups that you'd like to create. You just need to get in touch with Mario and his team like he's been mentioning, and they'll get you set up with that.